Hello and welcome back to the channel. I'm Zach, and in today's video we are continuing our Trespasser playthrough that I am titling the Pacifist Challenge. If this is the first video in the series that you have watched, I think this is video number 3, I think this is the 3rd mission, and it has been a little while since my last recording, so I do apologize for that. But the general idea is I'm not able to use any of the weapons scattered throughout the level, with the goal of trying to just make the game a little more challenging.
1981. I stumbled out of the helicopter, already beginning to sweat, and looked around at the lush forest, the wet leaves.
Oh, that's interesting. I don't think I've ever actually seen that motorcycle before. That was just kind of cool. Maybe a possible nod to the book, where they're riding through the jungle on the motorcycle with the raptors. It's been quite a while since I've read the Lost World book, though. I read the Jurassic Park book every few years, but it's been quite a long time since I've read the Lost World.
The first task was genetic recovery, acquiring Jurassic or Cretaceous amber, extracting preserved DNA, and reassembling the complete sequences. Bringing it up the well, we called it. Three Cray XMPs move more data faster than any computer center in the Americas.
I do love Hammond's narrations, but it does make it a little hard to talk because I don't want to interrupt him. But
in 11 months, Site B became the most powerful genetics facility in the world.
Whatever.
It also gets kind of annoying having to stop midstream all the time for narration, but I do love it, and it definitely makes this game feel like Jurassic. And it's probably the primarily reason that I play through it, you know, every year or every couple of years, is the narration, because it's honestly
a quiet locked
has
room,
its own bit of issues.
The extinction of species, the history of life on Earth is being methodically reversed.
Oh, they're at the water. I was not expecting that. Oh, hello. I'm gonna die. This might be our first death, guys. Alright, I believe so. I might have to do the other two tapes, but so far I believe I have not died so far in this challenge series. I think get quite a few raptors around us, though. Alright, we're about to get to this first little canyon area, which of course has, once again, another raptor. There's a raptor both on the hill and on both sides of the hill, essentially. Back in the day,
I spared no expense, permitted no failures.
They really were pretty good at, like, you know, making the best of what they had. Like, they couldn't, you know, really make a big, huge open world that well, you know, with the computer infrastructure they had back then. But they were able to, you know, make it seem like it was a big world. Even though you're pretty much restricted to this one little area, it did feel like it was a big open world. And we have one of our Tribe B members here.
By 1983, we held 13 new patents.
I was in high school then.
Sometimes I believe Tribe B and A will fight, but I think they're both locked on me right now, so I don't know if we'll get to witness that. I don't know if maybe if I get far enough away, they might try to fight each other. But so far, they look like they're coming for me, so. I got like 3 of them on me. We gotta get our sightseeing time has ended. And
November 1983. Test fertilization of an artificial ovum. My hands shook as I held the tiny eye dropper. 1 drop. 2 drops. The raptor took shape inside its egg and I watched it on the ultrasound. It looked like a ghost or a puff of smoke.
Oh, tail slap. That hurt. That was some smart teamwork right there. Ooh.
I began to have my first inkling of the seriousness of our work. How deep the well was. This was life from 65 or 100 million years before mankind.
I've really done it. This is not a normal situation.
Tyrannosaurus rex, tyrant lizard. They reigned for 25 million years. We grew 7 of them, the 7 rulers of the island.
Hello. I was hoping we could witness a fight here, but I think once again everybody's locked on us. Maybe not the T-Rex though. Maybe not. Maybe not. We might be good. But this pesky raptor is not leaving us alone.
And despite what we'd been led to believe, the T-Rex was not a scavenger at all. We clocked one at 50 kilometers an hour.
Oh, hello. Honestly, in this game, the raptors are more like compies, and in fact, you know, in the regards of they are more of annoyance than a true issue, and the T-Rexes are more of a, you know, I guess they're a T-Rex. They kind of are about the same, you know. They're not the worst, you know. There's nothing nearly as scary as the raptors in the movies, you know. They're nothing as intelligent. Speaking of which, though, Deathground did get successfully kickstarted. That'll be interesting to see if about this time next year, what we have in front of us, what we're able to play. I did back at a higher level that, if I recall correctly, once again I need to just go back and review a couple things. But I think I get into the earlier beta, so hopefully I'll be able to share some news with you guys a little bit earlier than the official launch. This raptor is literally going to follow us all the way through. It is like locked on us. I think this is literally the longest I've ever had a raptor follow me. I haven't really been hopping, you know, to go fast, so. We have our first death, I believe. So yeah, I'll have to put the little death counter up on the top right, and we'll keep track of how many times we've died. This little pesky raptor, he would not leave us alone. He would not. He was like stuck on us. All right, so I'm just going to load back in, guys, and I'll get us back to this point as quickly as possible. Then we'll regroup from there. All right, so I'm back to this spot where we died at, sadly, and we're ready to continue on. We're about to enter the area that I personally refer to as Raptor Valley. You're kind of going to be in a canyon valley type thing, and there are quite a few raptors that you have to essentially navigate through. Back in the day, this was actually quite scary. Nowadays, these raptors aren't that scary, but anyways, this is where it really taxed actually your ammo conservation and your aim. That raptor's kind of like nonchalant, and it doesn't really care. Yeah, it's like, whatever, bro. I'm not scared of you, or I'm not hungry, I don't know. Kind of weird. Actually, there used to be 3 raptors here. I don't know where they all are. I don't know if it's something to do with like the longer activation range that I have going on with the settings. Oh yeah, so two of them are way up here. They're usually way back there. I don't know if they had just decided to wander up here for some reason or another. That first one though, he's just kind of like, yeah, whatever. Just do what you do, you. He wasn't caring about me at all. We're going so far down, jeez. Feel like you're switching from Trespasser to Journey to the Center of the Earth. Up ahead is a pretty little interesting area. It's kind of like a crash site for a helicopter. So we'll get there in a second. My arm is going wonky. I don't know what it is doing. Alright, there's quite a few raptors here too. Once again, I don't know where they all are. Oh, there they are. So let's kind of back up. We're going to follow this little pathway as far as around as we can to get as close to the crash site as possible. Kind of draw some of the raptors down this way, maybe. You can see. Did I freeze? I can move my head, but I think the rest of the game is frozen. Yeah, I can move my head. So I guess we're gonna be starting back over. I can't move at all. That is so weird. Like my player character is 100% frozen. I don't know about the raptors because I can't see them right now. I can hear them, and it sounds like they're still moving around, but I can't tell or not. But my player character is 100% frozen. Like, yeah, totally frozen. Okay, well, that was fun. We're going to go back. Is that a dead raptor? I saw a red thing up there. I don't know if that's a dead raptor somehow. Yeah, there's a raptor dead. Interesting, huh? It must have been like a physics glitch. He must have been walking over that little shard of propeller, and the game freaked out. Oh my gosh. Are you kidding me? I've done that like 100 times. Okay, guys. Well, today is not our day. This is our second death. Our death counter is going way up. That one is definitely myself. I must have missed the cliff just enough that I hit straight down. So, once again, we will join back up to this area and hopefully not kill ourselves. Our good record has gone down very, very fast. Alright, so we're back once again to the spot where we died at. So, of course, today's playthrough is not going swell. We are at our second death so far in the playthrough, and both of those have been in about a 5-minute span of gameplay. Alright, so as you can see over there, our raptor friend is having about as good luck as we had. Ironically, the one time he didn't get killed by the, props on the ground or whatever is killing him, is the time that the game actually crashed and froze up the player character. So that's quite ironic. But as you can see here, this is a Biosyn helicopter. Quite interesting to see. Never really paid attention to it before, but there is a tail tag here that's M10574. If I remember while if I remember while editing, I might look that up to see if that tail tag is an Easter egg at all. But going back to our discussion before the death that I had about Biosyn having a larger world, that would have been quite interesting. Of course, with the Lost World taking such a different role than the books, like the book and the movie are barely even related, like completely different storylines. Very little between the two are similar. I mean, I guess some of the characters, but so much of the story is radically different. It's, like the Jurassic Park movie is a pretty good, retelling of the book. you know, you always have those changes when you go from a book to a movie. Books can have so much more depth that movies can't, or in most cases, movies don't have. You know, that's, you know, it just doesn't always translate well when you're doing that translation process. But I think Jurassic Park did a pretty good scene. Off the top of my head, there's only a couple scenes that really I would have liked to see. You know, the aviary, which we got to see that in Jurassic Park 3, so I think that was nice. And of course, the river race, the river chase scene could have been pretty cool. But honestly, my biggest, we got a nod to it, is the animals which were breeding in the wild when Hammond found the eggs. But actually finding the, you know, the young raptors wild, I think that would have, you know, really shown and tied into the, you know, the whole spiel Malcolm was going on about, that life will find a way. And I think that tied into that very well in the book, and it was completely left out in the movie, with the exception of that small nod, you know, to the fact that they were breeding, but we never see, or, you know, here, it's more of an Easter egg if you had read the books than, you know, kind of a part of the storyline. It's kind of there and it's never mentioned again. And I really liked the, you know, the whole dinosaur population, you know, fact. I'm having a little bit of difficulty getting on this tree branch. I like that the whole, you know, populations, the dinosaurs were breeding, and that they thought they had a foolproof system with their computer system calculating the dinosaurs visually, but there was a massive flaw that it didn't actually count beyond what is expected. It would only let you know if some were missing beyond what they're expected. It didn't actually let you know if there's more than you expected. I think that was a very cool storyline, and I don't know, maybe it just would have made the movie too long to include that whole other side story that's, you know, part of life will find a way, and then we just got a little Easter egg to it. But, you know, that's probably my biggest thing about Jurassic Park that I wish would have been included, is that the dinosaurs were breeding, and more evidence of that, you know, have it be a bigger role in the story. But anyways, back to the main topic at hand, Biosyn. Since it was included in this level, trying to stay on topic here. Them having a bigger role, I do see why they weren't really included in the Lost World movie, because the movie took such a different stance than the book as far as the storyline goes, that, you know, if you had Hammond's team, and then you also had Peter's team, and then you also had Biosyn there, I just don't. It would have seemed like probably too much, like trying to cram too much into the storyline. So I 100% understand, you know, and you know, agree with why they didn't include Biosyn in the Lost World. But it would have been nice to have them included. You know, maybe not a. Looks like I almost fell through the world there. Have them included a little bit, and they could have played a bigger role in Fall in the Kingdom. I think it would have been cool to maybe have them be the team that's kind of going to the fallen Nublar, and, you know, retrieving the Dominus DNA or something like that. You know, kind of have that storyline go in a little bit different direction, and having somebody we know that's been out there trying to get, you know, Engine's data and their technology for years, you know, kind of tying that into the rest of the original franchise. So that's kind of, you know, my stance on why I wish, now this is going to be a big jump here, why I wish Biosyn would have had a larger role in the Lost World and the franchise as a whole. So hopefully we see Biosyn come back here in the next film. I don't know. It's possible that they could have, in stealth, been one of the buyers there, or, you know, who knows. But anyways, I digress. I want to do a quick save here because we're about to do a big jump, and there's a very good chance that we might have the death number 3. Now, I'm going to be honest, this was actually the first death I expected to have possibly in today's playthrough, is this little jump, because you have to jump down to this little pond, and if you don't hit the pond, you're definitely going to die, or if you hit where the pond's shallower, you could easily die too. But we're going to be going far that way, quite a bit that way. After this big jump, you can see there's a Parasaurus and a Albertosaurus having a little fight there. There is a Jeep with a big 50 cal gun on there that you can easily... Oh crap! Oh! I did not think that. Okay, well, I did not think that was, you see where it's bluer there, the texture changes? I thought that was the edge, and I thought I was going to 100% fall into the cliff, because it didn't have all these reflections going on at the time. I thought it was 100% dead there. But anyways, yeah, let's continue, now that we live. Completely accidentally, but like I said, there's a big gun there, or a big 50 cal mounted on to that truck there that you can use. But since we are not using weapons right now, we're just going to kind of avoid that fight as best as possible. There's another raptor. I'm betting at this point in time we're going to see probably mostly tribe Bs. I don't 100% know that, because I know that when you get to the town, there are still tribe A's there. So maybe that's not quite true. Maybe tribe B is still kind of on the rare side for the rest of this mission.
The jungle canopy hung over us. There was an utter silence. Far away I could hear a Jeep engine idling.
Alright, so here's another cool little thing you can find in your exploration. A little crashed jet here. Usually there's a sound clip that plays that's one of Annie's sound clips about, you know, essentially that is like a smuggler's airplane, so it's not actually biosin or engine or anything actually relating to the dinosaurs on the island. It was just a smuggler's plane that just happened to crash land on the island, apparently sometime after Engine abandoned it, though, from the looks of it.
We released the first Raptor on April 22nd, 1985.
That was
It wandered back and forth near the wall for 4 minutes and 22 seconds before hearing a noise, which drew it further off into the brush.
I don't know if they're trying to take down that parasaur or not, but
by 1987, the first of them had reached full size. The ecosystem of another era began to reassert itself.
So I will admit that I totally got duped this morning. I saw on YouTube, it's something I'd never seen before somehow, like it wasn't shared on Reddit, or maybe I missed it.
In the jungle, the forest, and the mountain, 3 raptor tribes staked out territory. Albertosaurs and 7 T-Rex chose their dominions. Uneasy borders drawn around forest, ridges, and ponds.
But it was Jurassic Origins.
Not all the original species survived. In the end, only a few adjusted to the new world. These became dominant.
Anyways, it's Jurassic Origins, I believe, and it had like a pretty good thumbnail that was at least convincing enough to fool me, because it was a Netflix film and it became Cretaceous. I thought that was going to be somewhat believable. Once you start watching it, though, it's pretty evident that it's a fan making it. It is, in fact, fake. But it really got me like, oh man, it'd be so cool if we had something that was like
showers,
the backstory of,
air conditioning,
Jurassic Park and, Site B and everything. Man, they were being some feisty little raptors. I about died there. But anyways, it would be very cool to get a live action series by Netflix that was kind of like the history of, Jurassic Park and Jurassic World, or Jurassic Park and the Lost World. Sorry. But anyways, we're at the end of the mission. You can see there's a kind of a concrete fence off in the distance. That's about all you can see with the draw distance and the limitations of the technology. But very soon we will be at the town, which will be episode 4 of this playthrough. I'm quite excited for that. The town's pretty cool to explore and get some more lore and backstory into Jurassic Park and Side. So guys, without further delay, we are going to end this mission, and we will take back up very soon, hopefully, in the 4th part, which will be exploring the town. And there's a little bit after the town, but mostly it's going to be in the town. And then after that, I believe, we'll be down by the ocean in the docks. So far, fairly well. We have had 2 deaths so far, but hopefully we improve our ratio of successes to deaths in the upcoming mission. So without further delay, guys, thanks for watching, and until next time, Zach out.